You find a perfect pool chair on your cruise ship. There's a towel on it, but nobody is there. You wait 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. Do you take the chair? Because what happens next can turn into one of the most ridiculous arguments on a cruise ship. And that's just the beginning. What about stacking your dirty plates because you genuinely think you're helping the waiter? Or complaining to guest services because the captain skipped your port? Or getting angry at a crew member because something happened that they couldn't possibly control? These are 12 things cruise passengers do that crew notice, and some of them may surprise you. And wait until number 3, because this is something passengers often do with the best intentions. If you're planning a cruise, you're a first-time cruiser, or you've already taken enough cruises to know that ship life comes with its own unwritten rules, you're in the right place. And just to be clear, this isn't about being a perfect passenger. It's about knowing the difference between a harmless mistake and something that genuinely makes life harder for crew or other guests. So if you want more cruise tips, cruise mistakes, money-saving hacks, and the things experienced cruisers know before they board, subscribe to Cruise Intel. Now let's start with the cruise behavior that can cause an argument before breakfast. 12. Chair hogging. Let's start with the cruise behavior that can cause an argument before breakfast. Saving pool chairs for hours when you're not actually using them. You know the scene. A towel, a pair of flip-flops, maybe a book or pool bag sitting on the perfect chair. The only problem? Nobody is there. And the person doing it usually doesn't think they're being rude. They're thinking, I'm just making sure I have somewhere to sit later. But imagine dozens of passengers doing the same thing. Suddenly, an entire pool deck can look full when many of those chairs are actually empty. Policies and enforcement can vary by cruise line, so always check your ship's rules. But the basic etiquette is simple. If you're leaving for an extended period, don't treat a pool chair like a personal reservation. And now I want to know, what's reasonable, 30 minutes, an hour, or should chairs never be saved at all? 11. Ignoring hand hygiene at the buffet. This one takes about 5 seconds to fix, yet crew members sometimes have to remind adults to do it. When you enter the buffet, use the hand-washing stations or sanitizer provided, and be mindful of those shared serving utensils. Don't touch food with your hands, and don't grab something from a serving tray and put it back. Why does the crew care so much? Because on a cruise ship, hundreds or even thousands of people are sharing the same dining spaces, utensils, and surfaces. One careless moment can potentially affect a lot more people. And the crew member reminding you to sanitize isn't trying to ruin your vacation. They're trying to prevent a much bigger problem from spreading around the ship. It takes seconds, so just do it. And tell me, when you board a cruise, do you prefer washing your hands or using sanitizer? 10. Getting too drunk. A drink package is designed to make your vacation easier, not turn drinking into a competition. There's nothing wrong with enjoying a few drinks on a cruise. That's part of the vacation for many people. The problem starts when someone drinks so much that they're falling over, becoming loud, picking arguments, harassing other passengers, or making crew members step in. And remember, the bartender isn't your opponent. Getting your money's worth from a drink package doesn't mean seeing how close you can get to the medical center. There's another side passengers sometimes forget, too. Crew members have a responsibility to manage situations involving seriously intoxicated guests, and that can turn into a problem for everyone around them. So enjoy your drinks, but know when you've had enough. Because the best cruise story is usually the one you can actually remember the next morning. 9. Being late. There is one place on a cruise where 5 minutes late can be more than 5 minutes late. Cruise schedules are tightly coordinated, so being late can affect more than just you. You could miss the meeting point for a shore excursion. You could lose a dining reservation. You could hold up a transfer or miss the beginning of a show. And when you're exploring a port independently, there's an even bigger reason to watch the clock. You are responsible for getting back to the ship on time. Being 5 minutes late to dinner is annoying. Being late returning to the ship can become a completely different problem. So when your cruise app, daily schedule, or excursion ticket gives you a time, don't treat it as a suggestion. Cruise time is not suggestion time. So far, these are pretty obvious. But now we're getting into the interesting ones. Because the next few aren't things passengers do because they're rude. They're things people do because they genuinely think they're being helpful. And that's where cruise etiquette gets surprisingly complicated. Let's start in the dining room. 8. Stacking your plates. You finish dinner, stack all the plates neatly, put the silverware on top, and think, there. I just made the waiter's job easier. But here's the problem. You may not have. Dining rooms have their own clearing procedures, and an improvised tower of plates can sometimes be awkward, heavy, or unstable. Some crew members may actually prefer to clear the dishes themselves in a particular way. So this isn't a universal cruise rule. If your server asks you to stack something, absolutely follow their lead. Otherwise, the safest approach is usually simple. Keep your place setting reasonably tidy, leave the dishes where they are, and let the dining team handle the clearing. You're not being lazy. You're actually allowing them to do the job the way they've been trained to do it. And now I'm curious. Were you taught to stack your plates at restaurants? Yes or no? 7. Treating the crew like personal servants. Here's something that can instantly change the way a crew member experiences an interaction with you. How you ask for something. Snapping your fingers, whistling, yelling across a room, interrupting someone who's already helping another guest, or talking down to crew isn't acceptable just because you're on vacation. And leaving your trash everywhere because someone gets paid to clean it isn't exactly considerate either. Remember this distinction. A respectful passenger says, "Excuse me, could you please help me with this?" An entitled passenger says, "I paid thousands of dollars. Fix it." You're paying for a service. You're not paying for permission to disrespect people. The crew aren't the enemy. In most cases, they're the people trying to solve your problem. 6. Asking crew questions that are too personal. Cruise crew members are often incredibly friendly, and there's nothing wrong with having a conversation with them. You can ask where they've traveled, how long they've worked at sea, what their favorite port is, or whether they enjoy working on the ship. But sometimes passengers cross a line without realizing it. Questions about someone's salary, financial situation, relationship status, immigration status, or deeply personal family circumstances can make a friendly conversation uncomfortable very quickly. Think about how you'd feel if a stranger asked you the same question at your workplace. Being friendly doesn't mean you're entitled to someone's private life. So be curious, but also respect boundaries. We're halfway through, and so far we've covered the behaviors that annoy other passengers and the mistakes people make without realizing it. But the last 5 are different. These are the behaviors that can create real problems, and one of them is especially controversial. In fact, number 3 may be the one most likely to start an argument in the comments. So let's keep going. 5. Complaining about things crew can't control. You absolutely have the right to complain when something goes wrong on your cruise. If there's an incorrect charge, a serious cabin problem, poor service, missing property, or a genuine safety concern, speak up. But there's a big difference between making a legitimate complaint and blaming the wrong person. Weather, rough seas, port closures, and itinerary changes can sometimes be outside the control of the crew member standing in front of you. And remember, the person at guest services usually didn't create the problem. If the person in front of you didn't cause the problem, attacking them isn't going to solve it. Explain the issue calmly, ask what can actually be done, and escalate it appropriately if necessary. That's how you get a problem solved without creating another one. 4. Ignoring crew instructions. There are moments on a cruise when crew instructions aren't suggestions. During the safety briefing, muster process, an emergency, disembarkation, or boarding, those instructions exist for a reason. The same applies to restricted areas and situations where crew are directing passengers where to go. And here's something important. You don't have to understand why you're being asked to do something before you follow the instruction. You can absolutely question a policy politely. If something doesn't make sense, ask. But refusing to follow a reasonable safety or operational instruction is completely different. Remember, crew members are responsible for keeping thousands of passengers moving safely and efficiently. So when a crew member says, "Please wait here, this area is restricted," or "You need to follow this procedure," don't automatically assume they're being difficult. Sometimes the safest thing you can do is simply listen. 3. Using the ship's toilet like your home toilet. Remember when I said one of these mistakes involves something passengers think is completely harmless? This is it. Your cruise ship's plumbing system isn't your household plumbing. That means you shouldn't treat the toilet like a trash can. Wipes, paper towels, sanitary products, and other foreign objects can create serious plumbing problems if they're flushed where they shouldn't be. And when a plumbing problem happens, it doesn't just affect you. It can potentially affect your cabin or even other areas of the ship. The safest rule is simple. Follow your cruise line's specific bathroom instructions and only flush what you're told is safe to flush. Don't experiment just because something disappears down the toilet, because a 5-second mistake can become a plumbing problem nobody wants to deal with. 2. Entering crew-only areas. That door marked crew only isn't there because the cruise line wants to hide a secret. It's there because you're not supposed to go through it. Behind those doors can be crew workspaces, operational areas, restricted equipment, machinery, or spaces where passengers simply aren't permitted for safety and security reasons. And don't make the mistake of thinking, the door is open, so I can walk through. You can't. The same applies to following a crew member through a secured door just because it happens to open while they're entering. If an area is marked crew only, stay on the passenger side of the boundary. You don't need to know what's behind the door. And honestly, there's nothing back there that's worth turning a normal cruise into an unnecessary conversation with security. Respect the signs, respect the boundaries, and let the crew do their jobs. 1. Losing your temper with crew. And here's the behavior that separates an annoying passenger from a genuinely difficult one. Something goes wrong. Your port is missed. Your cabin has a problem. Your dining reservation isn't what you expected. An excursion goes badly. Or maybe you're simply stuck in a long line. You're frustrated. That's completely understandable. But then the crew member standing in front of you becomes the target. Here's the better approach. Explain the problem, ask what can actually be done, and if necessary, escalate the issue respectfully. Because being calm doesn't make your complaint weaker. It often makes it stronger. Crew members deal with thousands of passengers. They know the difference between someone who's genuinely frustrated and someone who simply wants somebody to take their anger. You don't have to accept poor service, but you can stand up for yourself without tearing someone else down. And that, more than anything, is the kind of passenger crew members remember for all the right reasons. Bonus: what cruise crew actually appreciate. We've talked about what not to do, but let's end on a more positive note. Because the truth is, you don't have to be a perfect passenger to make a crew member's day a little easier. First, say please and thank you. It sounds incredibly simple, but crew members interact with hundreds of passengers during a sailing. A genuine thank you can mean more than you realize. Second, respect their time and their instructions. If they're busy helping another passenger, give them a moment. If they ask you to follow a safety procedure or wait somewhere, cooperate. They're usually doing it for a reason. And third, treat them like human beings. Ask how their day is going. Smile. Be patient when things don't go perfectly. You don't have to be the perfect cruiser. Just be the passenger you'd want to be standing next to. Because at the end of the day, a great cruise isn't just about the ship, the food, or the destination. It's also about how we treat the people who make the entire experience possible. Before you go, I want to hear from you. If you've ever worked on a cruise ship, what's the one thing passengers do that you wish would disappear forever? And if you're a passenger, what's the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen someone do on a cruise? Share your answer in the comments. You might be surprised how many other cruisers have seen the exact same thing. And if you want more cruise tips, cruise mistakes, money-saving hacks, and the things experienced cruisers know before they board, subscribe to Cruise Intel. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like. It really helps the channel reach more cruisers who could use these tips before their next sailing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.